bet you wish you had a big old spiral staircase to make a grand entrance on every day as well. But don't feel bad, because I don't either. This is my best friend's pad, and I love it a lot, especially this. I've done some photo shoots upon it. And it's actually a bit of a scary spiral staircase. I mean, for normal people, not pirates like I. But others often have to climb up it very timidly like this. Oh Nelly, because it narrows. But I'm trying to do it saucily, not cautiously. More sauce, less cosh. Throw cosh to the wind and begin your pirate adventure. That's a bit much, I know. So we're gonna go straight up AC Slater on this here barrel chair. This is further proof that my best friend is the coolest person ever. Oh, his goggles are too hot though. It's really hot. I mean, for some other type of person, not for me, the pirate. But for others, perhaps, they might find it a bit suffocating in the heat. Yeah, love this barrel chair. Had to show it to you like this, but I'm gonna sit the other way so you can see my pirate pants. And everything will make sense. Or it will make less sense. Or it will make equal parts nonsense and less sense. So we're gonna very awkwardly wiggle this extremely heavy barrel chair. So we'll give you like a little barrel, a little orange. Decided I'm a hepcat pirate. Hepcat. I'm only cool right now, I'm only this cool, the coolness level you see before you, because I'm in the presence of my best friend and her cool stuff. This I actually got for her, so aren't I cool? I mean, come on. I mean, come on. So these are my pirate treasures, stolen from many lands, and my, you know, tomfoolery and such. Worldwide tomfoolery. Look at how beautiful this is. I stole it from a little girl. No, kidding. I would never. I'm not that kind of pirate. I'm the kind who collects collectibles. And all the piece de resistance. Beautiful. That is Secret Powers treasures. Which, you know, you have to gather when you are fighting Vikings and stuff. Going from town to town, fighting the biggest men around. What you gotta do. So the pants have a story, we'll get to it. Several days ago, I don't know how many because numbers are hard, I was reading from my LA Lunaria planning journal, and we ended on the modern Welsh name for fairies is Twila the Gig, Twila the Tig, Twila the Tig. It's a hard one. Twila the Tig. Yeah. So we ended on this fairy circle, and we're running long in the garden, and so I said I was gonna split it up, and so here I am on the other half of that promise, delivering it to ya, my poetry people. Now, is that a telescope in your pocket, or are y'all just happy to see me? I know it's a little bit of both, right? It's a little bit of column A. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, you get it. Feel cool right now. Feel cool, Cody. Do I look cool? Probably not. Put these pants on and shoes like, they're just extra ridiculous on you. And I took that as a high form of praise. I mean, they're ridiculous, but then they're like even more ridiculous. Because they're on little old me. Shmee. Get it? By reference. Yeah, what else? Oh yeah. It's insensitive. I know you can't use these patches anymore because it's insensitive. It's a really good one. So I decided it's just, this nip is light sensitive. So that's what it's for. It's just a light sensitive nipple. I've had it since childhood. They let you in still on the pirates for that. I'm trying to be like, less offensive, I guess. Since you saw what I was wearing yesterday around all my conservative neighbors, I gotta just, make up for it in some ways. But feeling cool. This was from the old schoolhouse days when I was a wee schoolhouse pirate. Okay, but so we'll do stuff. We'll read things to you. I feel like I want to be a little closer to you. Like you're a little bit far away. So we just yeah. So we can sort of know each other up close and personal. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. Yeah. So here we are together. Story time. Could be your best friend if you give him a chance. Okay. Just kick it off. Weird stuff. Going back and forth between LA and Colorado for a year. Feelings. Here are some. It was a silly way I swirled my finger around a spiral curl, daring to impress, to sweep you off your sturdy hunches. But I guessed it quick. You were not moved a lick. It was lackluster, my puttering, launches, glances. My ineffective movie. I had practiced with a sultry monologue in the mirror. Yes, a tin man, little half-felt smile was all that you could muster. Unrequited love. There's a lot of that. I wrote, we will meet ourselves on the other side. You wrote backwards. Love, life, light, lost. Live, like, look, slay, lie. And the letter you wrote me had some mystery language on it. I always wanted to know, what did it say? Bunch of random phone numbers. I always say I should just go through all my old notebooks and like call all the random numbers on it. Be like, hey, so what's the story? What's happening? Do I know you? There's that part. Done. You're sitting at a stoplight with a green light. Just like that. Hamlet approaches. That sounds serious. Bummer, bullshit, bogus, boring. The quad B's, they're after me. You give my heart a little bit of fire and all of a sudden I'm toasting marshmallows, washing over you as a wave, taking a trip to outer space. I think we all want to bone Jesus. That's the sun, it has many names, day, moon, old, blazy, among others. It's like getting a back rub from an orgasm. Fucking blue ribbon. Just choose one good thing. Less harped upon. Let me tell ya, I just gotta say. Is from one of the best short cartoons ever called The Meaning of Life. So please do look it up and watch it. A week of pungent duality. Ooh, sounds intense. Psychictron. Rating of 10. Everybody's gonna be there. You're turning everything teal. Releasing happiness. Yup. Fog clearing. New world. You're so beautiful. You're astrologically sound. Big payoff. Mermaid boob. Tub turners. Buxom Swede. I knew you'd show up. Right. Yep. I don't know. Maybe I do know. I don't know. Sweating. Oh, pirates don't sweat. They intimidate with their glisten. I'm glistening in an intimidating fashion. That's what I'm doing. Whew. Monogamous romance and McDonald's. I have no fucking use for these things. Flings, flang, flung us in here. More or less a fear. Make one a smoothie. The ice won't break up. Though the caps are melting, the ice won't break up, though the caps are melting. The capital letters tapping a confusion tap dance for a chance to yell Yahtzee. I swear I've got it this time, and space and and Star Trek episodes. I already unsuccessfully masturbated myself out of another lovely weekend. What else is there to do? 100 and fluffy fluff it. Fluff yes. Fluff yeah. Like that. Fluff yeah. And then we went to Balloon Fiesta. Whee! Remember Spoon and the Glodio and the fun shapes? Love me some Balloon Fiesta. Okay. This one was insanely difficult to read, so it's masterful skill that I can. I'm going to tell you right now. Also going to tell you that I'm drenched. Mushroom hunting. Crystal hunting, rocks hounding. The people, planets, stars, and dimensions are waking up from amnesia. We are all one of a kind. You are one of my kind. Automatic writing. Remember me if you can when you awaken. We're about to be visited. Cycle begins. Draw the right ones near you. Quit hitting snooze. Don't sleep in the cold. You like zombies, huh? Well, baby, I feel like one. Hark, the body snatchers come, and we twiddle our thumbs like it's late night TV. If I'm alive now, what other chance might there be? The kids, they is under some heavy spell, and I can't tell if I'm one of them. Dash it, feel dumb. Dash it, I feel dumb. I like dash it as a saying. Dash it all, I feel dumb. Shoulda bomb sheltered the old heart from the start. Batten down the hatches, a pretty talon snatches the dwindling remains. I try in vain to replenish it, pecking down at the ground in a hennish frenzy, till realizing my body's back at the barnyard in a no-holds-barred, bare-fisted battle for love. They shove you around, headless or not. Headless or not, that's a chicken reference. Whew. Being artsy makes me sweat. Makes me really hot to be so artsy. Oh, this works as a really good fan, Cody, look. It's quite good, actually. Yeah. It's making some friction. I meant to bring Igloo Aloysius Nuzzlepuff. He is one of the only, well, you know, before I turned 30, he was the only Valentine's gift I had ever been given. He's at my house. He's a platypus. I meant to bring him. I just think Igloo Aloysius Nuzzlepuff is a real good name. Secret Society. Phenomenalist. Promote wonder and puzzlement. Cool. Feel that. Sounds and sounds, the flurry of little furry animals, lovey-doves landing and cooing while I'm boo-hooing my time away, speaking out loud what I want to say, then ambling from room to room with no business there. Can't feel the air, can't taste the beach, to each his own private little island, shooting flare guns like a madman into the night, like you might want to be saved, maybe? Shaved down to a puffy-eyed version, no diversion, no pause to this fist clench opposition. Switched position 1,000 times, hunting sleep, but my bed is filled with weepy sobs, globs and globs of agony. I guess it suits me. Ooh, little me, getting deep, little me. Crossing the candle wax line, I could never place words or heavy snagging letters around the bright the moon made when we found our way to the outside. I wanted to gasp out loud at the way it shone on your prince lips, your fresh-kissed eyelids like great big wishing wells. No one tells you how to take a gift like this, the bliss of the pre-dawn gliding geese. You nearly fell asleep on my shoulder, and I wanted to hold on for longer than time would allow. You should take a bow if that's your first go at it. The master of soup-making, I'd say. Warm and true instinct diving. If only I had sounds enough to express the fluid melodies filling me when you pressed your nutmeg upon the thin veil of my heart's chamber. Newborn moon. Whew. Okay, I'm not even sure what that was about. I think maybe I know. Something kind of odd. Being a first kiss for the record books. Princely. Okay, now I know what it's about. First kiss for the record books. Princely. Being patient past the next day. You are someone who makes me wonder what it is to be in your mind each moment. It is a rare type. I sit pondering. What's the train sound do to them? And a shower and the breeze. Tree tangled. Yippee. This was Christmas coming up. Tree tangled. Yippee. Just when you're about to leave it, it ignites. Right. I always have to yell at myself to make myself do things. I know I didn't write that line. I don't know who did. Sometimes that happens. But it's a good one. Just when you're about to leave it, it ignites. Oh, these are lines from La Notte, but I thought they were all really good. Just had to write them down. Take no notice. I'm just crying because I'm silly. A moment can change everything. The elevator door closes because he hesitated for a moment. Now it's a whole new story. Millionaires collect intellectuals. I haven't a thought now, but I'm expecting one. I no longer have inspirations, only recollections. Isn't writing an irrepressible but antiquated instinct, a lonely craftsman putting one word after another? Now the misery is creeping back up like a melancholy dog. I don't want useless sounds. I want to select them. I'm not intelligent. I'm alert. Whenever I try to communicate, love disappears. Nothing ever happens, yes, but I hate seeing time being wasted. Perhaps she's the lucky one. Why? She's uncontrollable. I love that line. It's such a good line. That's a really good line. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, so here comes the story. I hope my best friend loves this. It's a recollecting. And I'm condensing a lot of it because it was super soupsy doopsies crazy. But I wrote on this page how to take a credit card in a swipe machine, but this was like 7 or 8 years ago, so it was harder. Tell the tale of the wings and pirate pants was the note I wrote myself. Imaginals, Integratron, Coyote Cafe. What an odd day. No place for butterflies. Cocoon rejection. You offer us compost snacks? Okay, so here's the story of the pants. So I will try to protect the not at all innocent in my story. These are really wildly great pants, but they came from a really wildly rough day. So my best friend came to visit me in LA. So she was only there for a couple days. We were gonna go to Joshua Tree, and I got this job to go sell these fancy, kind of famous fairy accessories. We'll just call them fairy accessories to protect this person for no reason. But it was supposed to sell fairy accessories at this carnival, fair, thingamajig with a petting zoo and people and mud. So my best friend and I were at our apartment, and my roommate, my full-blooded fairy friend, actually had to leave for home. So she left, and that morning my best friend and I woke up to our neighbor threatening to kill us. Like us specifically. And he was a madman. He actually was a madman who would he had 2 huge full-grown twin full-size poodles, and he would take their poop bags and like leave them in like secret horrible spots for his neighbors to find and stuff, and would have really loud conversations with no one and no phone, and sing Mariah Carey insanely loud. I mean, bursting the windows loud. Anyway, the point of the story is he was certifiable, and it was scary, and he was threatening to kill us, and we called the cops, and we were hiding behind my stove, and the cops said, well, ma'am, do you see silver? I said, what? Do you see silver? Like, do I see the gun? Yes, ma'am. No. Well, ma'am, I've got rapists and murderers and prostitution rings. He's telling me all these things. I got meth cases. So what do you want me to do about it? And I pleaded with this guy. I pleaded with him, like, please, please come help us. I'm telling you, this is a pattern of behavior over several months, and I know this dude is serious, and I know he's nuts, and I don't even know what he would have in that apartment, but crazy shit is going down. So I forced the cops to come, and I said, please, whatever you do. Or, I mean, I pleaded with them, really, groveling. I mean, pirates don't do that, but I maybe did a little. And they come, and I said, please, whatever you do, just don't make it obvious that it's us that called. Please, like, don't stop us. Just, this is what my car looks like. Here's the make and model. We're going to sneak out. We're going to Joshua Tree. We're leaving LA. So they come, and they do the exact opposite. We're leaving. They stop, like, hey, are you the girls? And the guy's up there, and they ended up institutionalizing him, and there was weapons and abused dogs. I mean, I'm laughing because it was scary and it happened to me, so it's okay. Sometimes life is so out there that you have to laugh or cry about it. I've used that one before, from searching for the wrong-eyed Jesus. Yeah, sometimes it's either laugh about it or cry about it. So they stopped us and made a whole well-to-do about it, and we went on our way. And I was going to this job, so we're going back to the pants. I just feel like that part is important because the intensity factor was already there. So I got this job driving to Long Beach, which is a long trek. So we're doing this before Joshua Tree. Going to Long Beach at this thing. Kids and people and ponies and stuff for sale. I'm supposed to sell this fairy accessory. The guy who hired me wanted me to dress like a full butterfly and explain the metamorphosis of a butterfly in a very creative monologue type fashion. So I wrote this brilliant, beautiful monologue and researched it intricately, as you could probably imagine from a lot of my long, winding poems. And I show up at this fair, and the guy, the manager, he's this like squatty, obviously very unhappy, very, very many beers drinking, bearded, upset dude. And he's like, what are you doing here with this fairy accessory? I wanted unspecified instrument that this dude also makes. I wanted to sell the instruments, the musical instruments. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. He sent me 3 hours down here with my best friend who's only here for a couple days to sell these fairy accessories. Dude would not have it. It's also like 102 degrees, and we're sweltering. And my best friend is also dressed up like a fairy. And dude, we're fully committed. I have glitter, crazy. I mean, maybe you can guess I get pretty committed to my outfits too. An hour goes by and he comes back. I talked to my manager and no, we don't want those fairy accessories. We wanted the instruments. He sends me away. And while we're waiting for him, we're looking at the petting zoo and he goes, what are you, about 27? I see those fine lines setting in. I can always tell 27. And somehow we left without me strangling this guy. But he said that to my face and then sent us away. Was like, nope, I don't want this. Sorry, you wrote this monologue, you put together this whole thing, you got this credit card swiper. Nope, bye. So we pieced out, and then we had to return all the fairy accessories. So this guy, this unnamed guy, lived in a massive toy factory in downtown that he had converted into this like palace sized, it was like a whole floor of a building. And this guy was really a piece of work. So we get sent away, and we did a parade for this guy too, to get said fairy accessories. So it takes us forever to get there. I mean, hours and hours and hours in traffic coming from Joshua Tree, as you can imagine. And we're exhausted, and we're sweaty, and we're dirty. We have to return them. And he sent us the wrong way. This is before phones knew how to do like a lot of really exciting stuff, or at least my phone didn't. So he's sending us totally the wrong way, and we're driving all over hellfire and creation. And then we finally get there, and he has like a DJ booth with different furs and light up, like color changing lights. And he had 3 different kinds of sex swings in the apartment. One was their bed, one was in the bathroom, one was in like a back walk-in closet type area. Multiple varietals of sex swings. The one in the bathroom was really crazy. And his fiance or girlfriend or wife or something had her huge altar with owl wings, and she was mid-ceremony when we came in, even though he told us to come at that time. She's like, oh, sorry, I'm in a ceremony. She had her wings and crystals, and she was very blonde and whatever, and he had his DJ booth, and he said, you know, we've been driving for hours and hours on end, and I didn't make any money, and blah, 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 blah. And, oh, and the pants that he gave me had blood all over on the inside. He gave me these, like, butterfly, I'm supposed to be a butterfly pants, and they're bloody, which is fine. I'm all for, like, openness about menstruation, but don't give me those pants. Could you give me a different pair of pants? And the first time I saw him, he was in a big rush, too, so he just gave me, wear this, and so I wore them. And when I told him, like, hey, I'm not trying to be weird, but there's kind of blood all over these pants, that's when he gave me these, and they are treasured. I do treasure them, but it almost, I don't know, I guess it was worth it. It was all worth it to get the pants, but it was pretty crazy. He didn't give us any money for our troubles. He said he was going to pay us all this money for the thing. Totally misled us into this, didn't pay us. Said, can I get you girls some food? Legit brought out, so I said, you offer us compost snacks? Because he brought out, like, the parts of the vegetables you throw away. My best friend's like looking at me and smiling because it's true. Like, not the parts of the vegetables that you eat. And dead seriously, this guy is rich. Okay, so maybe the 5th richest person's place I've been into in LA, where it's just like this toy factory that he owns and gets to do whatever with. He was also making these fairy accessories that cost $3,000 each. This dude was loaded, and he offered us compost. It was like the nubules, like the shit that you don't offer your guests. And he gave us a big old pile of it too, like, can I get you girls some food? And we're thinking we're gonna get some bougie thing. This guy probably spent $2 million on his sex swings. Nope. No siree. Compost. So it was quite a wild ride, really. But it was worth, I think it was worth the clout of the like, whoa, that's just crazy kind of clout of the story. And the pants themselves really are quite something. You can just be sneaky and get right in there. So, I'm fine with it. It happened. It was weird. It was a lot. This day I found a RAR. I've told you guys all about the RARs. So that was a magic day. That was some magic. What do we have here? What do we have here? Where does it go? Is that it? Imaginals? Is that the end? Guys, I think that might be my video. I thought I had maybe one more thing I was going to read you. I don't know. I guess I don't. Oh yeah. Well, this isn't me either, but it is a good. These are all Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg quotes. They're quite quotes. But I just think they're really good. Good ones I wrote down. You have to approach your muse as frankly as you would approach your friends, right as you are. If it's at all spontaneous, how can it make sense all the time? If it's at all spontaneous, how can it make sense all the time? There's no way for it to make sense all the time. Supposedly acceptable societal patterns. Fuck. And now Denver's lonesome for her heroes, until the soul illuminated its hair for a moment. They lobotomize people who stray too far. Nothing but a hopeful little bit of hallucination. And now you're really in the total soup of time. Animal. If someone lets you feel it, don't hint at the thing, for God's sakes. If someone lets you feel it, don't hint at the thing, for God's sakes. Feeling is impulse. You sigh, croon, groan. So put words to those sounds. I will leave you on that profundity of profoundness. And I will see you for more boundless poetry.